Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have an awesome video for you. We are going to be jumping into the XRP charts. There is a very important signal developing, important signal flashes on price, but looks to make XRP stronger. So we may be having a strong pullback, but it's going to make for a stronger rally. Also, big news today, Apple will allow NFT sales in apps, but will apply a 30% commission fee. Also, Robert Kiyosaki warns the end of fake money is near, shares investment assets to stay safe. And in fact, in his tweet, he straight up says, F the Fed. We're going to be covering that in more details today. And we're also going to be covering tons and tons of very important articles from this past week. Jesse Powell will step down as CEO, stay on board of Kraken as chair. South Korean ministry recommends enactment of special metaverse laws. New York judge offers Tether to document USDT backing. An SEC lawsuit claims jurisdiction because ETH nodes are clustered in the US. And China accounts for 84% of all blockchain patent application, but there's a catch. All right, so here we are jumping straight into the daily charts here for XRP. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and clear the charts completely. We'll remove all drawings, and we will also remove all indicators. Boom. So now we have nice clean charts. Let's go ahead and jump over here to the Japanese candlesticks. And what we see here, we do see a pattern developing. We're going to go ahead and cover this article talking about the XRP pattern. Then we will also do some of our own personal charting here. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do not buy or sell anything because we talk about it on this channel. This is just financial entertainment, financial education, but we do have the best channel in town. So make sure you subscribe if you are not subscribed. So here we are, XRP sitting at 49 cents. It is up 2.26% today. Yesterday, it was down a little bit at 3.72%. And as you can see, today is the final day of the weekly candle as well. So yesterday, obviously, came down from this top that it had a couple of days ago on that absolute moonshot. Was very exciting. We do have 1 hour, 29 minutes left in this weekly candle. That'll also give us a new daily candle. So this is a very, very important section. And what's really interesting, if we take a look here on our charts, you can go back in history. This candle right here, this weekly candle, was the exact point of the top. So this candle's bottom wick is the exact top of this wick right now. And what is important about that? Well, first and foremost, we're going to take our indicator here on the weekly. We're going to jump into fair value gap. And you can see here the price ran up exactly, literally within the decimal point of a penny and cleared out that fair value gap. You can see it's still showing there that it was there, so we can have an idea. The exciting thing is to the upside on the weekly charts, as we see here. So if we go back in history with XRP, check this out. On the weekly, there's nothing. There's no fair value gaps to the downside. There is fair value up to the top side. We have one up here at 67 cents, and then all the way up here at $1, which is very, very exciting. So big things potential coming for XRP, but there is an emergency chart pattern appearing. XRP might have defied a sell signal on its 12-hour chart as it posted a rebound after dipping to a low of 47 cents on September 24th. At the time of publication, XRP was up 2.43%, which we just covered in the last 24 hours. And as we can see here, it's up 32.96 in the past week, went all the way up to that 55 cent level, which was really, really exciting to be a part of that run up for sure. Obviously, if you're XRP Army, we're expecting significantly higher stuff, but this is important we're going to cover today. According to crypto analyst Ali, TD Sequential presented a sell signal in the form of a green 9 candlestick on the XRP 12-hour chart, which suggested an impending sell-off in the XRP price. And as we can see here from his tweet, Ripple, the TD Sequential, presented a sell signal in the form of a green 9 candlestick pattern on the 12-hour chart. Some bearish information could also develop on the daily chart, suggesting a steep correction ahead for XRP. And as we jump over to look at their chart and what they did over here on Twitter, and we'll go ahead and zoom in on this picture so you can see here, this is their 12-hour charts. This is their daily charts here. And you can see they got a 9 count. And for those of you guys that don't know, there are some indicators out there that will count up to a certain level. When they reach a 9, whether it's at a top indicating a sell option, or as you can see here on the daily chart, today we did have another green candle. So that very likely could have been the 9 count on the daily for this chart as well. And for those of you guys that would enjoy using this indicator, you can simply go to Trading View. I'm on the 12 hours. You're going to type in here TD sequential. It'll pop up. It says GLAZ, 24,000 people using that currently. And then now if we jump over here to the daily chart and we take a look, there is the 9 count sell signal that has popped up on this indicator. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't use this indicator. It's the first time that I've actually looked at it and tested it out, seeing what's going on. So you can also use it, try it out, see if you like it. It looks like it is showing us that there's a support level here at about 37, 38 cents. And that could be where it's going to come back to and then retest off of there. So the other thing we could do is look right here from our Fibonacci, from the lowest swing low to the swing high. We can see right here that that level is exactly in our golden zone, the golden buy zone on the Fibonacci indicator between the 618 and the 786 area. So that could very well be the case. XRP was a top gainer in the past week as its price rose more than 50% after increased trader optimism and whale movement. As bulls gained momentum, XRP rose above the daily moving average of the 200 to 48 cent barrier on September 23rd, reaching intraday highs of 55 cents. That was really, really exciting, by the way. This was met with selling as the bears tried to trap the invigorated bulls, but buyers had another idea. They took advantage of the decline and pushed XRP price above the overhead barrier once more. So if you guys remember, it had that massive pump to 55 cents. Boom, the next, I believe it was 3 consecutive 4-hour candles, really had a pretty steep drop there. And then boom, the bears stepped right back in and took it up. So while profit taking cannot be ruled out in the short term, as the sharp move pushed the RSI into the overbought territory, bulls may attempt to flip the 48 cent level into a support. And if the bulls are successful in their endeavor, a bull pennant might result consequently. And pennants are a continuation chart pattern formed after strong moves. After a big upward or downward move, buyers or sellers typically take a breather before taking the price further in the same direction. And we can see that actually starting to form here. Let's go ahead and remove this indicator for a moment and also get rid of our deal there. If we continue trading sideways, we could very well be forming a bullish flag, right? So this would be like your flag pole here. And then we would have the actual flag itself, which would be here. And let's go ahead and let's do this, settings, remove the style, extend right. So now you have the flag pole, then you have the flag. Now what's really exciting about this, by the way, is you would actually take the pole of the flag and you would take it from the breakout level of the actual flag itself. And now you could be seeing an extension all the way up in here to the 76 cents range. Now, the other thing that's really exciting is if we take our Fibonacci from the bottom to that swing high that we just talked about, you can see the extension of this move. It's a measured move of the flag pole, but you can also see where our Fibonacci, if we flip the retracement one, but you can also do an extension one, it gets right in that 786 zone as well. So we could be looking at 75 cent XRP soon, or we could also be looking at, as we just talked about, a 37 cent XRP. So we're going to keep a very close eye on what it does here over the next couple of days. Does it break to the downside like that indicator suggests, or do we get a new move to the upside? And we'll go ahead and remove all of that. Let's also take a look here, because I always like to test this one out. Let's look at the super trend. I know you guys have probably all heard of the super trend. We look here on the daily super trend. You can see that the actual trailing stop loss that it uses, it's still all the way down here at 32 cents. So this move for us, very exciting, but on indication, it's not showing a very strong move. Let's also take a look at our other indicator here, the Market Liberator A, and we are looking here. Now, this one gives us a lot more positive potential feedback here. So as we can see, it did flip bullish here on the daily, and it is moving up. And you can also see right now that the actual trend line, right? So you could use this as the stop loss area, currently sitting at 38 cents. And you can also see our moving average here is also sitting there as well. And if you're wondering what that white line is, the moving average there, that is the 50 exponential moving average. So we've gotten very far away from the 50 exponential moving average. It is a potential it comes back to at least retest that zone wherever it may be over the next couple of days. Like I said, we could be trading sideways. The 50 could move up to it, or price could come down to it. We're going to have to keep a very close eye. But right now, bullish signals on the daily here. On the 4-hour chart, also very bullish. In fact, look at the bullish trailing stop here. Has it all the way up at 45 cents. So very exciting stuff going on right now as far as XRP goes. So that is really exciting. Now let's go ahead and do our own charting here. Let's get rid of all of our indicators and let's see what we see in the chart. So as we are sitting right now, our last green or our last red candle before our first up move was this candle right here. And this is going to be our first candle that we sit in. And this is our 4 hours. So we're going to do red. All right. Now the opposite is true, right? So if this is the last red candle before this initial up move, that's where we would put it. You can see it's currently holding a very, very strong support on that level right now. So that is acting as a support level. Let's check here on the Japanese candlesticks. You can even see it pierced in here just a little bit ago, but it keeps rejecting out of this zone. So that is very positive. Let's take a look at a little deeper dive here. Let's look at a 1-hour chart on the Heikinashis, and that gives us a new target here. So as we take a look here on the 1 hour, it would be this on the down move, the last red candle before the first initial big up move. This 1 hour will switch over to blue. And there we go right now. And then, of course, to the upside, we have this is the last green candle before the big down move. So that would be one of our supply and demand zones. So here we have supply and demand. So down here is where you would be considered demand. People are really excited about buying at about this level, 47 cents. Up here, as we know, people started taking profit and selling. So they're letting go of supply up here at that 53, 55 cent range. Right now, it's trading inside of this really tight range, this really tight level, consolidating in this zone. It's just gathering up orders and orders and orders. We'll see if the bulls or bears win out in this scenario, and we'll find out here very, very soon. In fact, we go ahead and take on another one of our indicators here, and we do our Lux Algo Patterns indicator. You can see it's starting to form a triangle pattern here on the 1 hour. If we go to 2 hour, we have this one's giving us an ascending broadening wedge. The ascending broadening wedge is a bearish reversal pattern anticipating downside breakout. And we have broken out of that. We ran back up, retested it, and we're starting to shoot down on that. And that's on the 2 hour. We take a look here at the 4 hour. We have an ascending broadening wedge on the 4 hour. Again, the bearish indicator, but look at the break is all the way down here. So that we're not going to really be able to use that properly. Now we take a look here at the daily pattern. Nothing has developed except for the triangle pattern that developed down here, which was the breakout indicator when it broke to the upside. Looking here on the weekly pattern, nothing playing out on that as well. All right. So we're evaluating the junk ton out of XRP today. We want to see what's going on here because I know a lot of you guys are very excited. You know, we're dropping here in the late hours of this last couple hours of this daily candle, the last couple hours of this weekly candle. We were up pretty significant for the day. Now we're only up 1.17%. So coming down just a little bit here. Let's go ahead and clear all of these indicators. And let's go ahead and also, so we've done super trend, we've done the market liberator. Those are showing buy signals. You know, by the way, this is not financial advice. Let's also now do Lux Algo Premium, and let's see what the signal is that they're giving us here. Let's go ahead and go to Lux Algo Premium settings, clear this. We'll go to reset settings. That'll give us the defaults. And it is giving us officially a weekly buy signal. Daily buy signal came in here, which was way back on September 17th, and it rode that out, which was that was a pretty good indication there. Congratulations, Lux Algo, on that one. Currently looking at our 4-hour charts here. We're still in a strong buy signal on the 4-hour charts. 2-hour charts, dropping this down. Now we are in a regular sell signal on the 2-hour charts. We look here at the 1 hours. We are in a strong buy. So it's been a wishy-washy thing. So going into a much larger point of view, the buy signal is still active on the daily. And then we jump to a 4-hour also still. So if this does, for some crazy reason, have a drop off, this will obviously flip to a different scenario at that point. But for right now, bullish indication for super trend or from Lux Algo as well. And then there's one more indicator. Let's go look at the Fu Manchu swing free indicator. I like this one too. This one usually does pretty well. So on this one on the 4-hour, it was a buy signal down here, and it did signal properly with the big massive run up. Right now, it's indicating a sell signal on the 4-hour. Looking here at the daily, it did tell us prior to the big massive move. So good job. Congratulations on that, Fu Manchu. And then let's look at the weekly. The weekly is still in its sell signal that it signaled way back here. All right, and then one last thing, we're going to go to Japanese candlesticks again, and we are going to go to our indicators, fair value gaps, and one last time to take a look at this. On our 4-hour fair value gaps, we have these big giant fair value gaps to the downside that have not been filled. And historically, I have found that the fair value gaps left on the 4-hour are more than likely going to be filled. More than the weekly, more than the daily that I've seen in the past. The 4-hour ones do eventually get filled. I mean, in reality, they all eventually get filled, but that is what we're looking at right now. So you have fair value gaps down here at 41 cents and in this range here at 36 cents. There's even one deeper at 33 cents. And then the final one here at 32 cents. And jumping over to the RSI, let's take a look at the RSI as well. Turn off the fair value gaps so we have a cleaner chart. And here we are. So on the 4-hour, we are showing a potential continued drop for the short period, right? So we could be dropping down here to the bottom of the volatility band. And then when it gets to the bottom of the volatility band, as this drops, the band may be also getting to that 50 level of the RSI. We are currently sitting at 58. So in bullish territory, if it drops below 50, looking more bearish signals there. Let's jump here to the daily chart as well. The daily is, okay, so there's one of two things that can happen here. One, this is going to bounce back up and continue the rally. That is actually a very strong possibility. The other possibility is pretty severely negative, because if the RSI breaks this volatility band and then it breaks through the slower moving average, so that would turn, you see how so you have the big, massive background green. You also have this micro background green and the micro background red. Okay, that's part of the actual indicator here. If this flips here, this should also flip red. And if it flips red, you can see what has happened before. We could likely see the continued drop and then eventually getting back to the bottom section here of what we would say would be the oversold territory before starting the next leg of the up move. So are we coming back down to test that zone? That's what we're watching for to see. And we do know, as you guys saw here, on the daily supply and demand zones, we have this level right here waiting for us, 34 cents. That's the supply and demand level. Now, obviously, we have to also compare, well, what about the upside level? There's an upside level right here, which is very exciting, that 57-cent range. So remember, it only got to 55. It didn't quite hit our spot there. So there is room for another push as well. And there is room for another push on the RSI. We could then get a bearish divergence, like we had the bullish divergence here, and that started the run. We could even get a bullish divergence, which means we could have one more push up, getting a new higher high, getting us that 57-cent level. So that's what we're watching. We're watching all of that. By the way, if you're new here, subscribe so you can come along with us on the journey. and follow along, learn some charting, learn some skills. We'd be glad to have you guys join it and take a look. Robert Kiyosaki warns the end of fake money is near, shares investment assets to stay safe in. So if you're looking for those ideas of what a professional financial advisor, super wealthy guy would like to say, so let's go ahead and take a look at what he says. So according to Kiyosaki, the end of fake dollars is highlighted by the alleged scarcity of gold and silver coins. In a tweet on September 20th, Kiyosaki suggests that investors can stay safe by investing in silver, which he noted is likely to rally towards $500. And just to let you guys know, right now, the spot silver price is $19.07. So the spot silver price, $19.07. And Robert Kiyosaki says that silver could likely run to $500 per ounce. And he says here, called Jerry Williams, my trusted gold and silver dealer. He said, I can't get gold or silver coins. The mint will not sell me anymore. To me, this means that the end of fake money is here. As stated in earlier tweets, silver going to $100 to $500. Get some, protect yourself, said Kiyosaki. And Kiyosaki's bullish on silver. Kiyosaki's bullish stand on silver comes after he previously stated that gold is expensive, making it an undesirable investment asset in the current market conditions. At the same time, in a tweet on September 25th, Kiyosaki reiterated his objection to the Federal Reserve policies in a bid to contain the skyrocketing inflation. He believes that the Fed is responsible for the rising inflation, with the institution resorting to increasing rates. And going back to that tweet, F the Fed causes inflation, which makes life painful for the poor and middle class. Don't people know that the Fed and central banks are Marxists? Why do people say follow the Fed? I'm not a communist. Instead of the Fed got your back, I say F the Fed. Apple will allow NFT sales in apps, but will apply a 30% commission fee. Apple is standardizing acceptance of NFT-based apps to be available on the App Store. However, the company is including their standard 30% transaction fees for all transactions, a mechanism that many NFT firms argue is unreasonable and simply not feasible for their existence in the store. Let's take a look at why this is happening and what we can expect moving forward. The App Store's adjustment. In a report first unveiled by Aidan Ryan, the information, Apple has reportedly told the startups that NFTs are permitted to be sold on apps listed in Apple's App Store, but that all NFT sales must go through an in-app purchases, which would be subject to Apple's exorbitant fees. As Ryan aptly notes, this has forced young projects and platforms to limit functionality in-app in an effort to dodge these 30% fees, despite the fact that Apple plays no part in facilitating those transactions outside of accepting a respective app's presence in the app. Tech patent blogger Foss Patents has noted that actual cost to developers can actually oftentimes exceed the 30% commission that is often cited when referencing the Apple Store. Foss has argued that certain geographic areas are subject to fees that can be as high as 35% and be forced to pay for search ads. The information founder Jessica Lessin shared a sentiment that was echoed by Foss and comes as Apple's commission fees face immense criticism. Are the whole segments of the new economy that aren't going through the App Store. Top stories this week, Kraken's Jesse Powell to step down. So after more than a decade heading up crypto exchange Kraken as CEO, Jesse Powell has decided to pass the torch to the company's chief operating officer, Dave Ripley. Powell is not done with Kraken, however. He will become the chair of the board for the organization. It's just gotten to be more draining on me and less fun, Powell said, as quoted in by Bloomberg. Ripley joined Kraken as chief operating officer in 2016. South Korean ministry recommends enactment of special metaverse laws. In line with the other advancements South Korea has taken to embrace the digital world, the country wants to create new laws regarding the metaverse. According to plans from Ministry of Science and ICT, the ministry wants proper laws in place for the metaverse, but thinks it's unwise to form-fit current regulations to new technology. Previous news saw South Korea invest $200 million towards metaverse development in the country. New York judge orders Tether to document USDT backing. This is actually very positive for us if USDT can prove what they have, okay? A New York court has ordered Tether provide proof of its stablecoin is fully backed. The decision is part of a case involving iFinex, Tether's parent company, which organized in 2019. The case against iFinex alleges that they used the unbacked USDT for crypto market manipulation. 2 other U.S. authorities have requested proof of backing on previous occasions, with iFinex reportedly providing sufficient documentation. So in the past, they've been questioned and they've answered appropriately. So we'll see if that happens again. SEC lawsuit claims jurisdiction because ETH nodes are clustered in the United States. As part of the case against crypto YouTube Ian Balina, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, recently claimed certain jurisdictional rights based on the high number of Ethereum nodes reportedly residing in the US. Although crypto is borderless by nature, the SEC in this case is trying to claim that the transactions occurred within the US, which could bring certain laws into relevance. The claim is part of the broader case against Balina, in which the commission alleges a failure of proper registration for a token sale he facilitated. China accounts for 84% of all blockchain patent application, but there's a catch. Information from China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology detailed 84% of the globe's blockchain patent applications come from the country. President Xi Jinping stimulated patent activity when in 2019 he expressed the need for China to focus on blockchain technology, and China has only greenlit 19% of the submitted blockchain patents, however.